Psychic reading is when you look for information that will help you in the development of your life so that you can actually build a spiritual life and reach for joy in a more positive, powerful way. And a psychic reading can help you get there faster. It's kind of like a cheat sheet. So when you come to me, I use my clairvoyant self and my clairsentient self to look in your auric field and attempt to find solutions for you. And I also can tap into the problem itself, which sometimes you're not aware of too. So a psychic reading it's like a shortcut to your truth. Well, a lot of people come to me for a psychic reading because they're stuck. People get stuck. They get stuck and maybe they're in a relationship that they're not real happy about, or they're having a really hard time with their career. Sometimes it's all about money. Sometimes it's all about abundance, and money is often attached to the abundance of life, like the abundance of health or wellness. And so people come to me because they're stuck and they're looking for some kind of solutions or some kind of way. Now, oftentimes when they come, they're looking for a psychic answer that's going to come kind of guru style. But in fact, my work is very practical. And so the answers I give them are solution oriented and action based. They can do something as soon as they walk out the door to help themselves reach for that joyful place. So it makes it really fun for them. I use my clairvoyant self. So when my clients, I have to always coach them when they come in the door because my clairvoyance is the ability to see energy around my clients, but I see around them, I don't look at them. And so sometimes I have clients that are sort of sitting and they're kind of looking around behind themselves going, well, who's she talking to, right? But it's actually me seeing the energy in the auric field and communicating back what I'm getting. And I get a lot of information through symbols, etc. So I don't use tools. I don't use tarot cards or oracle cards or any of those types of things. Although usually at the end of a reading, what I'll do for a client is we'll pull a card from a deck, because I do have the decks here for teaching purposes with my clients. I can receive information about any area of the life that the client is, or their life that the client is wanting to talk about. I get information, sometimes a client will come for a psychic reading and we'll connect with some people who have crossed over who really do have the answers. And an example of that was a young lady who came to me and she was stuck in her career. And with her career, she really wanted some advancement. She wanted to know if she should stay where she was or take the second opportunity. But she was stuck. She just really stuck, frozen. And her dad came through in the session, and I asked her, I said, would you like to communicate with your dad? Because there's a respect level required here. And she said, no, I want to focus on my career issue here. Why am I having trouble with this particular person, and will I run into that again? And so what happened ultimately was I finally made connection with her dad in a strong way, because he wasn't going away, and he had the answer. And he brought us the answer about an event that happened to her in her childhood when she was very young that stuck with her and created an ambivalence around authority figures. And thus she always struggled with bosses. And when she realized how simple the answer was, she was able to put it to work right away, and she had the solution. So psychic readings are a lot of fun, and they go in the weirdest directions sometimes. To find a solution for them for the challenges they're currently working with, and to help them reach for joy. I really like being happy, and I like helping others be happy too. And reaching for a joyful place when you're working in your daily life and you're working with your family and your friends, you want to be happy. And we all choose and have a purpose in life to be happy. We choose happiness most of the time. It's just we don't know how to get there. But we say we want to be happy. We don't know how to get there. So my purpose in meeting with a client is to actually create that joy for them, bring it to them, and prove it to them that they can do it themselves. Empower them. I learned how to do this work by recognizing that I was doing it. I've always done it. And but I never called it psychic. I never actually referred to myself as a psychic. I mean, I grew up in the 50s. So in the 50s, the word psychic conjured up these images of people traveling around in wagons and stealing people's chickens. And, you know, it just wasn't something that anybody wanted to be or do or have. I always knew I knew stuff. I always knew that I could figure things out, but I never really understood exactly what it was until later on in life when I realized that I was in fact psychic. And so I started studying. I started studying with some gurus and teachers around the world. I've traveled all over the United States, Canada, and Europe to study with the best so that I can be the best and bring the best to my students and my clients. I would very much suggest that anybody that's interested in becoming a psychic or developing their own psychic abilities, because we all have a psychic core, everyone has intuition, which is the forerunner of psychic self. Psychic development is not a difficult process, but it does require focus and it does require discipline. And I would suggest anybody interested in developing their skills as a psychic would want to take some really serious classes with really credible and authentic psychic teachers and coaches. And mentors. And they're all over the world, but you have to be very discerning and find the right ones so that you're actually being taught how to develop your own spiritual self. Clients book with me by appointment. They can phone, they can email, they can connect with me on Facebook, on my Facebook fan page, to schedule an appointment. And all they do is they phone and we'll set up an hour for them for their 1 hour session. It's that easy.